This is Inside Varsity Sports on the Baseline. Hi everyone, I'm Lou Brogno, and today we are at St. Joseph Regional High School in Montvale, home of the Green Knights, and another outstanding season for St. Joe's basketball as the Green Knights close in on yet another 20-win campaign, and of course a trip to the Bergen Jamboree semifinals as well. St. Joe's will take on their arch rivals, Don Bosco, coming up this weekend. The third meeting between the Ironmen and the Green Knights, and in the other semifinal, Bergen Catholic goes up against Ramsey, only the second time that these two teams have ever played. But first, of course, we concentrate on St. Joe's and their outstanding head coach, Mike Doherty, now in his 31st season at the helm of the Green Knights. And we talked about this outstanding season and what has been the key to the team's success.
You know, the kids are very resilient. We're not overwhelmingly big, but we're pretty athletic, and the kids aren't afraid to work hard, and I think that served us well, especially in some tough games where we've trailed. The kids have a lot of heart, and they keep battling, and it's worked out pretty well most times.
The backcourt has been outstanding this year. What about the guard play here?
Yeah, it has been. Yeah, we're very perimeter oriented. Even our quote unquote big guy Ansley Almanor probably translates to a three on the college level. He can go out and shoot, and the kids know we're undersized, so they work hard. But veterans, Nazir Williams, Diary Rogers in particular, are guys that both kind of took their lumps a little bit as sophomores, but gained valuable experience. And even last year and now this year, they're playing like veterans. But similarly, we've got Malcolm Capers, another senior guard, Ansley Almanor, who I mentioned, and then two juniors, Danny Lands and Albert Serrano, who also got valuable varsity minutes as sophomores. So sometimes, being able to get those minutes, even if they're rough in certain areas, translates to the following year. We're fortunate. Last year we had a pretty good year as well, but certainly I think these guys have been through some challenges, so they're not fazed by big games.
Another deep run in the Bergen Jamboree, always good to have. And, of course, Bosco coming up in the semifinals, third time around. You guys have traded punches with them this year. What are your thoughts about the game?
Right. They're an opponent we know very well, obviously a league opponent, and both teams know each other pretty well. So, as cliche as it sounds, the idea of, which team can execute just a little bit better. I know our guys are excited to be in the semifinals. We were there last year and dropped to Bosco. So, I'm sure Bosco feels the same way. It's a good rivalry game, and the kids will be pumped, and I know our guys will be ready.
As Coach mentioned, one of the keys to the team's success this year has been the outstanding guard play, led by Nazir Williams, who had 27 points in a recent 79-46 win over DePaul, and scored his 1,000th point versus Ridgewood in the Bergen Jamboree quarterfinals. It was a big milestone, of course, for him, and a big milestone for Coach recently as well. And we talked to Coach Doherty about both of those outstanding achievements.
I'm very happy for Nazir. I think he's gone about it the right way. He's never been somebody that's scoring, 25, 30 a game, but over 3 years he's averaged 12, 13, and now 14 and a half this year. He certainly will pass the ball. He's been very steady, and he's a great kid, super student as well, and so he deserves it. I mean, he's only the sixth guy in the school's history to do it, and he deserves to be up there with those other five guys.
Speaking of milestones, Coach, I know you just won your 500th game. What did that mean to you to reach that milestone?
Yeah. I joke it means I'm really old. I think it really does speak to St. Joseph Regional as just a school community in terms of their support for their coaches, for their staff. I've been provided an opportunity to be at my alma mater for a long time, and we're experiencing some success, but not every season was great, but the school stuck by the kids, stuck by me, and obviously I'm very grateful for that. So I think it's really a testament to the type of community St. Joe's is that rallies behind their coaches.
Well, this year has been different from all the other years. We haven't had bigs like that. We've had a whole lot of guards, so we've been really athletic, and we've been up and down the court really quick, playing really good defense, and we know what we have to do when the time comes.
Always fun to get to the Bergen Jamboree semifinals. Now you got Bosco, third time around. What have you guys learned from those first two meetings? How do you approach this game going up against a team you're pretty familiar with?
Well, Bosco's a good team. They've been a good team for a few years, but we just got to come out gunning. As usual, we're a run-and-gun team, so if we're hitting, it's going to be a tough game for them to keep up with us.
You know, obviously it's exciting to play in the semifinals, but going up against an arch rival like that, a little extra special.
Yeah, of course. Bosco's been a rival for a few years, and more years coming, so we're, of course, ready to go.
And looking forward, obviously you're taking one game at a time, but how do you feel about this team moving forward, not only in the Bergen Jamboree, but the state tournament coming?
Moving ahead, I think, we're confident. We know what we need to do now. We've been with this team for 20-something games. We know what we're doing, and we're confident with the guys we're playing with.
So Coach Mike Doherty garnering his 500th career win in 31 seasons, and the Hall of Fame coach has his team primed for the third meeting against Don Bosco Prep this year, this time with a lot more on the line in the Bergen Jamboree semifinals. The two teams split two earlier meetings this year. On January 14th, it was St. Joe's winning 66-62, and then Don Bosco Prep returned the favor on February 4th, 65-51. All in all, St. Joe's looking for their fourth Jamboree title and their third, actually, under head coach Doherty. In the other semifinal, by the way, Bergen Catholic going up against Ramsey. Bergen Catholic has won more Jamboree titles than any other team. They've won 9, their first in 1977, their last coming in 2015. Last year, Bergen Catholic beat Ramsey 60-50 in the Bergen Jambo quarterfinals. And for Ramsey, what a story they've been this year, closing in on a 20-win season, led by their outstanding senior guard Jaden Quinterly. It's the first semifinal appearance in history for the Rams, and only the second ever meeting between Ramsey and Bergen Catholic. So the semifinals are set, and of course next week we'll preview the Bergen Jamboree final right here on the baseline. So that'll do it here from St. Joe's Regional High School. For everyone here at Inside Varsity Sports on the Baseline, I'm Lou Brogno. See you next week.